You know what makes this book haul different from every other one I've ever done on the channel? Mystery boxes. Hey, what's up, bookworms? Mike back with another book haul, this one for July of 2023. A little early this month as I am out of town. I thought this would be great content for you guys until I get back. So I can't think of a better way to fill that time than to say thank you to all the publishers and viewers and authors who send me these wonderful, wonderful things each month. Guys, let's begin like usual. What do I always say? I always say they count, guys. That is digital purchases. And I guess I got to start there, right? Kindle Scribe. I did pick up one of these on Prime Day. They were basically $100 off. So I said, I'll give it a shot. I am actually using this on the trip that I'm on right now as you're watching this, so I can give you guys a really good review of it when I get back, because I'm still not sure if this is something I really want to use, because this is monstrous. It's bigger than my iPad, guys. That's too big for a reader. The whole point of a reader to me is to, be mobile. So this is going to be an interesting review when I do get to it. But I did get a couple of the digital purchases as well this month, guys. I talked about it recently on self-published books that I want to read in 2023 to 24, basically just within the next year. I talked about Dragon Mage by M.L. Spencer. Don't actually have a physical one of this, so I did go ahead and pick it up on digital. I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. Just traditional fantasy done right, and that's something that I think when I started going back and reading the Ryan Cahill books, I realized I miss just some great traditional fantasy in my life. And not everything has to be blood and guts and gore all the time, right? So I think every once in a while there is room for some traditional fantasy like that. Next up, guys, next year seems to be the year that I'm finally going to start knocking some things off my list that I never knew when I was going to get to. Now, I'm not talking about the whole thing, but I am talking about the Chronicles of Amber by Roger Zelazny. I always want to say Zelanzi. Zelazny. With this one, this collection here, it does collect the first 10. So I think this is called the first Chronicles of Amber. But as far as I know, it's just Chronicles of Amber. Don't know anything about this series, guys, but I get the recommendation a lot. I figured those are enough short books. They've got 10 books in that one volume there that, hey, maybe we can just, do like a Conan or an Elric or something. Just read one or two every once in a while to kind of breeze things over. Elric is also another one that I plan to get into sometime next year, maybe. And then this most recent one, guys, that I got it's called the Chaos Walking Trilogy by Patrick Ness. Now, I know nothing about this. I never even heard of this until a few days ago. But as much as I am liking Ark of Scythe by Neil Shusterman, I've had a ton of recommendations for this. Now, it is a YA series, but, again, people seem to know now the things that I do not like in YA and the things that work for me. And they seem to have a lot of the things that apparently will work for me, because I've heard pretty much glowing things. There's been a few people have been like, I wish I loved it. But for the most part, most people have been like, yeah, I had a really good time with that. And I was reading some reviews on Goodreads, and I saw that even Jake Bishop, who I never would have expected to be reading this, he actually had quite good things to say about it. So we will see, guys, when I get there. So physical purchases, when you buy a Kindle Scribe, you don't really have a lot of funny money left to do other things, even with the Prime Day discount. But I did pick up a couple of things. One is, I talked about the digital version last book haul, but I did go ahead and pick up the physical version of the Blackwater Saga by Michael McDowell. I do plan to do, this is 6 volumes in here. Is that a really, really handsome edition or what? Yeah, see, looking at this, you would think it's a manga, but it is a written word story that it's quite old at this point. But there are 6 volumes in there, and I plan to try at least the first volume or two for spooky season this year. So I thought that justified going ahead and getting it on physical, because that is a very, very handsome collection. Even though I don't know where I'm going to put it. Again, that's not what this video is about, guys. This video is about the books that we buy, not about what we're going to do with it, not about being responsible. Now, this one was a pre-order. You might have heard of it. Yeah, Lightbringer, Pierce Brown. I did go ahead and get the hardcover so I can get it with all the other first editions that I have. This is the first one I have that's not signed. So hopefully Pierce Brown does do a tour that reaches Texas for Red God, and I can bring both these and get him to sign both of them at the same time. That would be the goal. So yes, I will have the entire saga of Red Rising on first edition hardcover, and that is very, very cool if you are into things like that, like I am, guys. So let's go ahead and talk about some things I got from some authors, because I got quite a bit. I don't want this scribe to fall down here. I just got, I don't want to break it. First up, I've got Return to Innsmouth by Henry Hinder. Now, what I always say, guys, about these self-published books is I don't know a ton about them, but I'm going to drop a link down below, and I hope you will look them up if you want to know more about them. But what do I always tell self-pub authors? Chase your dreams, my friends. I'm happy to help out any way that I can, even if I don't have time to read them right now. This is Cyrus Stone, Hunter of Evil. This is by Adam Cagley or Cagley. I'm not really sure. Now, how cool is that cover? That's really awesome, right? Again, looks like a comic book. I love it. I love the mixing of manga, comics, and fiction I'm getting here. This is the Cape Town series, Volume 1, A City Called Seven. This is Dustin Gilchrist and Caspero Adonis. Is that your real name, sir? So, again, look for the links down below, guys, if you want to see what more of these are about. The Undying Apotheosis by Karl Lewis Astirbadi. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. That's my best guess right there. And then I have The Castle of Calamity, great name, On Death's Door by Robert A.J. Strife. This one here, I'm actually getting into this series soon. If you guys watched that self-pub books that I'd like to read video, I did talk about the Songs of Chaos. This is book 3 in that series by Michael R. Mill. This is Defiant, and I love his covers. Guys, with me, you got a Dragon Rider. It's not a hard sell for me, really. But I'll be doing Ascendant sometime before the end of this year. And I'm pretty excited about that because I've heard amazing things about Michael's series there. And again, dragons. I've always got room in my life for dragons. Okay, guys, we ready for the first mystery box? I got this in my P.O. box, and I had no idea what it was. So, guys, this could be a bomb. You know, this could be the finale of Mike's book reviews. You never know. But I want to open this on camera because it just seemed too cool not to. So it's got a really cool magnet. Is that cool? I love things like that. It's very simple. And inside, we've got a wax-sealed book. Now let's go ahead and toss that aside. They did damage that a little bit, so whoever shipped this, you might want to get onto them that it is a little damaged. So I love a wax seal. I don't know why that should be important to anybody, but it is to me. So let's break the seal and see what we got. To me, that's just getting everything in the spirit of what this is about. You know, you get in the spirit, get some parchment, get some scrolls, get some wax seals, and this is really bound together. I hope I don't actually damage the book. Whew. That's why I don't do a lot of unboxings on air, because you see what I'm like when I open Christmas presents. I don't just like shred them open. Right? I'm afraid of hurting what's on the inside. So let's see what this is. This is called When They Whisper by M.B. Kruger. Sorry, got a bookmark here with some phrase. I'm not sure quite what it means, but maybe you will when you read it. And pretty cool looking sword. I mean, swords, you're on the right path here. And hey, I do got some parchment in here, so I probably won't read this whole thing, but very cool. So on brand there. So thank you, Mr. and or Mrs. Kruger. Not sure which one that is when you use your initials, but that's very cool. I love the packaging. I love everything about that. That's really awesome. So thank you for thinking of me. I'll read the note after this so I know exactly what you say. But guys, let's go ahead and move along here to some things that I got sent by some publishers. And don't worry, guys, there's more mystery boxes on the way. Just hang tight. Okay, when we're talking about some stuff from some publishers here, with these, I do have to say that they might have actually been from the author. Just if it doesn't come with a note or anything, I might have forgotten the correspondence that we were using, and so that's my apology. But this one is called 1,000 Li, The First Step by Tao Wong. Said I'm watching Shogun right now, so everything that's like Japanese inspired grabs my attention. The science fiction tarot anthology, edited by Brandon Miller. So this obviously is by a lot of different authors, but yeah. And that actually came with a satchel of something. Tarot cards. Nice touch. Nice touch. And then we got a couple more mystery boxes here, guys. Let me get this out of the way so I don't really see. And again, also damaged. Showed up damaged. So again, if you guys are the ones sending this to me, jump all over UPS and tell them what's the deal here. So the future is here. Honestly, guys, when I first saw this, I thought it was Red Rising. I thought they had sent me like a special edition of Red Rising, because that looks very Red Rising, right? Very Howler. I don't know how well it's showing up on the camera. On the other side, future's here, but it's got a rabbit. So the fox and the rabbit. So we got a theme going on here. But let's open her up and see what happens. Nothing's jumping out, right? Okay. So we got a little leaflet. Are you a rabbit? Again, just like the front there. And then the book. This is called The Future by Naomi Alderman. Okay. Very cool packaging. You know, so I don't know what that's about. I feel like I've heard the name before, Naomi Alderman, though. So maybe I'm drawing a blank on that one. One more mystery box here. This one, not as pretty. It just has my address on the front of it. But on the inside, it is very pretty. I did actually open this one up, and I just want to show you guys how it is presented in here. Hopefully it doesn't fall when I open this. Is that wicked? That's really, really awesome, right? Well done. There's some marketing that's just out of control. Again, Dragons, I'm an easy sell. Mike, thank you for all you do to support fantasy books. A steady journey. And there's a signature. I don't know what it says. Nice flowers. The book is called The Dryad's Crown by David Hopkins. And it also has a nice, it looks like a brooch or something. Let's see. Very well done. Very, very, very well done. So I really do appreciate the mystery boxes, guys. These are really, really awesome. That I'm getting sent some of this stuff direct from the publishers now is really, really great. To me, that helps build excitement. A mystery box, in the end, guys, it's fun. They're a lot of fun. You know what else is fun? Some of the things that I did get from Broken Binding. Yes, Broken Binding decided that they saw my video on my 10 sexiest books all time. And they said, challenge accepted, Mike. Check these out, because they did send me 7 books, and I got to show you these because they're very, very pretty. Now, I don't think that Broken Binding has ever made an ugly book, like ever. It's like impossible. And I am honored that they decided to send me a nice little gift box here, because these are all absolutely stunning editions. And I think anytime you have a Broken Binding edition, it just makes you want to break your TBR immediately, even if you haven't heard of the author. And one that I just recently heard about is Katrina Ward. Now, this book is called Looking Glass Sound. And I think every Broken Binding edition has like just amazing, amazing sprayed edges, right? And most of the time they have like some naked hardcover stuff. Looks like this one doesn't. But yeah, every one of them has something usually pretty damn beautiful on the inside. R.J. Barker, another author I haven't read before, Gods of the Weirdwood. Another amazing, amazing cover. And yes, more sprayed edges. Guys, if you know anything about these, please let me know. Obviously, they've entered my TBR just because they sent these to me and they're so beautiful. Wesley Chu, The War Art Saga. This is called The Art of Prophecy. Got Naomi Novik, Robin Hobb, and Peter V. Brett blurbing on the back. So, got something going here. And that's 3 authors in a row. That, I mean, I've heard of R.J. Barker. I hadn't heard of the other 2 until recently. And this one's just like an up-and-comer. I've seen this picture everywhere because I think this is just such a stunning, stunning edition. And I'm going to butcher your name, and I do apologize. We follow each other on Twitter, so I hope he knows that I do appreciate him more than I'm going to do with his name here. Gaurav Mohanty. This is Sons of Darkness. And this competes with the Blood and Fire for the sexiest book I think I have in my entire library. This is something just absolutely stunning. This being the author's debut book, I mean, you can't have a more beautiful debut book than this, I think. And let's see, even on the inside, it even has some stuff. I mean, look at that. That's absurd, right? Yeah, they do incredible, incredible work. But what's one series, guys, that everyone knows is something that is very near and dear to me? Well, guys, it is The First Law. And they knew that. And they said, I want to send you something very, very special, something I know you're going to appreciate. Guys, this is my 3rd actual collection of the First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. This is the first one I have in standard hardcover size, though, because I have those special editions, 10th anniversary editions, which were really small, those Galance ones. And then my original hardcovers were book club editions, so they're about this big. So to have this completed is one thing, but to have these amazing sets here is something else quite different. Obviously, now when you got these, you got what you can tell, but it's got like gold trim all over it for the map and stuff. And then really cool, on the spines of these, each has a quote from one of the books. Look, and they look like this on the front. That has a quote. Say one thing for Logan Nine Fingers. You know the rest, because it can be quoted in several different ways. My favorite one actually is on Before They Are Hanged, though, because it's just such a fun quote, and you probably heard me say it before. This one says, body found floating by the docks. It's a great series, guys, if you haven't read it yet. And now that I have this most amazing, beautiful collection from Broken Binding, I mean, I actually messaged them and said, you've made my dreams come true, because I saw this when they first were doing that sale, and I wanted it so bad. It's one of those things like afterwards where I told myself, yeah, you can't afford that shipping, and then I felt bad that I didn't do it afterwards, and I regret it a little bit. So the fact that they actually sent it to me, it means everything. I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much. This is absolutely amazing work that you guys do, and I'm honored that you would send something to me, anything to me, much less my favorite modern fantasy series. That's just, wow. Thank you so much. And guys, check out Broken Binding if you haven't, because they do absolutely amazing work. There is not a single book they've ever released that I don't think has been anything less than just astonishing. So thank you again. And let's close this off, guys, by talking about some things from viewers. Okay, got a few here. This one is called The Briarmen by Joseph A. Chadwick. And it actually said, from someone who thinks you'll like this. So thank you, someone. I have no idea who that is, or they just don't want their name known. I don't know. But thank you for the gift. That's very thoughtful. This is Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay. This is another one I'm going to be reading for spooky season. This one is actually from Jack over on Jack and the Book Stack. She was my guest on my last episode of Saturday Night Nice. A delightful human being, a great booktube channel, guys. Check her out. And maybe I can convince her to read this one with me if she hasn't already. She might have already read it. I'm not sure. She actually is not like me. She probably reads horror, hey, when it's May, why not? I got to get away from this just reading horror in October. This one's from Gel. It's called Thraxis. Don't know anything about this. It's from Bane. Like when I opened it and saw it was from Bane, I thought it was actually a mailer from Bane. But Thraxis, I don't really know a ton about it, but apparently it's pretty rare. Did not know that. And this is a nice gift for my kids. I want to thank Colby for doing this. He sent a Black Series Star Wars action figure of Darth Maul, which is great because my youngest, Darth Maul, can do no wrong. Darth Maul is everything. He actually watches the episodes of Clone Wars cartoon with Darth Maul over and over again because he's upset that he's only in that first movie for 10 minutes. So this is a really awesome gift. I haven't given it to him yet. I wanted to think I was going to give it to him when I get back from my trip. That way he can feel like, hey, cool, something new. And I will make sure that he knows it is from a Star Wars fan such as Colby, who had a really nice letter that he sent to me along with that. This one, I got to give some special attention. This is from Charlie Patterson, but I got to give some attention to the drawing that he put on the envelope. How amazing is that? Like, I don't want to throw this away now. That's incredible amount of time that you spent on this to send this to me. And on the inside, had some nice stuff too. This is called Eudexia. Apparently it is like a puzzle book. There's lots of little things you got to figure out. Sent me a nice letter for He Who Can Be Many Places at Once, which, Paul Atreides or me, the world may never know. A nice letter inside. Also, a nice bookmark that he did make for me. But this is very thoughtful. The thing is my wife is crazy about stuff like crossword puzzles, Hangman, anything that's just like a game. And she was already eyeballing this. So I think that she's actually probably using this on the cruise that we're on right now. So thank you again, Charlie. This is very cool of you. And thank you for your letter. It means a lot to me. And I do appreciate the time you put on drawing on the envelope. That's really awesome. So, guys, that was the month of July. 3 mystery boxes, some wonderful stuff from Broken Binding, and amazing things from some viewers and some authors. Again, I cannot say thank you enough for you guys thinking of me. It means more than I can ever really say. So for now, I'll just say thank you. I am so thankful for you. So, guys, how about you? Is there anything that you got in July that added to your home library? I'd love to hear about it. Why don't you drop in the comments and let me know what you picked up or if you have any of these, and I will talk to you there.